Hi, I'm Patrick Tuttle, the real estate guy with Coldwell Banker Heritage and Legacy Management Services with your real estate market update for August 2023, and I'll be right back with the report. All right, so I'm back. And okay, we laugh at each other every once in a while here. So my camera person, Jess B, wave your hand in front of the camera so they can know that there's somebody there. Anyway, she's the one that prepares these slides for me. Thanks very much, Jess. I appreciate that. I couldn't do this on a monthly basis without her and Whitney putting the data together so I could read slides and make it look like I know what I'm doing. But I happen to know a little bit about the market. And here's what's going on with the resale market. So number one, this is El Paso, Texas resale homes. And we're looking at single family detached homes for our inventory list here. And what you see here are our sold, our pendings, and our available homes. And this gap is about the same as what we had last month, where we haven't added a whole lot of inventory when we talk about month over month. But when we look at year over year, if we go back to August of 2022, we didn't have as much inventory on the market. It was about 760 homes on the market. Now we're up to about 1,000 and something. And here's what the numbers tell us. Number one, sales are down 19.2% year over year in the month of August. Now remember, we had a big increase in sales during COVID. August is really kind of when it took off, when we figured out how to show homes with masks and booties and gloves and sanitizer and everything else. And then that continued into 2021 with the low interest rates. We just had a big spike, and now we're coming back down. We're floating back down to what we would call normal, and we're sitting in about a 2018, 2019 market. So year over year, the numbers don't look good, but if we go back, if we wiped out the COVID years, we're pretty much steady from where we were back in 2018, 2019. Months of inventory is up 64.6%. We are seeing fewer and fewer of those multiple offer scenarios out there. We're at 2.09 months of inventory. So what that means is if nobody else put their house on the market today, it would still take us about 2 months to sell out of all the homes that we have here in El Paso. As we get into quarter 3 and 4, the end of quarter 3 and the beginning of quarter 4 on October 1st, sales usually start to slow down because we have fewer sales in the fall. People start getting interested in the holidays, and we just have a lot of things going on. So historically, we saw decreases in the fall, and I expect that will be the same thing here. Average price is still up 2.3% year over year. I'll give you some more information on that in just a sec. And the average size of the home is down. We talked about shrinkflation a couple of months ago. We're starting to see more and more of that. And the days on market is 54 compared to last year at 48, where it's taking a little bit longer to get those houses under contract and then get them through escrow. Now, this is our appreciation chart that comes from the FHFA, the Federal Housing Finance Agency. That's one of those taxing entities that they get the data on resale homes. So when the title company closes a transaction, they tell them what the home sold for, and that's not for tax purposes, but it's for appreciation purposes. And what you can see here is that for quarter 1 and quarter 2 of 2023, we are at 7.8% appreciation. That means that our market overall has appreciated almost 8% this year alone, even with the higher interest rates. Now, most of that is due to the fact that we had very low inventory and very good demand, and that demand is what's driving the price up and giving us that 7.8% interest rate. Now, this is what it looks like. This one's called the candlestick, and you can just see how this goes out. We had our big year back here in 2021, and then last year was 10.7% increase, and now we're at 7.8 so far in 2023. And then if you want to look at what it's cumulative all the way over here, 151.8% increase since 2003. So that 20-year period of time, if you bought a house in 2003, you can almost expect that you're at 1.5% higher. So multiply it by 1.5, and that's about what your price would be. It's not a guarantee. It's just what on average has happened. and again at 7.8% appreciation so far on resale homes this year. That's even with a negative Q4 of last year and a negative Q1 of this year. We still have that appreciation. Now, on to our new homes report. This is some good news here. The gap on our available homes and our sales, it's pretty steady. I mean, we've seen pretty much a flat line all the way since September of last year when we saw those supply chains start to get unkinked, and their inventory's up in good numbers right now. Sales are up, positive numbers. 32.6% year over year. Last August, 181 sales. This year, we had 240 sales. So that's a good thing for our new home builders. Months of inventory is up 26% year over year. Remember, just take that number and kind of put that in half. It says 6.54, but not all of those homes are ready to deliver right now or within the next 30 days. Average price still going up 6.2%. We're over $315,000 for your average price of a brand new home now, and the average size down 0.47%. Again, that shrinkflation is happening as our budgets here in El Paso are putting a cap on what we can sell the homes for. Even though we had some great $1 million homes in the tour of homes last month, it's just not translating to the everyday homes that most of us are buying. Price per square foot, 6.7% up year over year, and days on market, 141 compared to 130. That's because the builders are more bold about putting the house on the market before they even have a buyer, and they're getting the homes built and getting sold. Great incentives from the builders right now. That's something that you can look at. They're paying buy-down points on mortgages. They're giving extras on landscaping and incentives inside the home. So if you're in the market for a new home, it's a great time to be a buyer because you're getting some great incentives out there. Current mortgage and refinance rates, 7.22% interest on a 30-year fixed with an APR of 7.303. And this comes to us from Zillow, and that was downloaded earlier today. There's your chart where it says, ooh, look at that, 5-year ARM at 8.04%. I don't know anybody that would do a 5-year ARM because that's expensive money, especially if you could get a 15-year fixed at 6.515. That's a budgeting issue for most people, and then most of us are going to do somewhere in the 30-year range, which is a 7.3. Index returns, how we doing? Well, the market has not done so great the last month. So real estate, if we're at 7.8% appreciation this year, and last month we had negative numbers on the Dow Jones, the S&P mid cap, and the S&P small cap. Again, my money's in residential real estate because it's what I understand. People need roofs over their homes, over their heads, and I think that's a good investment opportunity. Unemployment is ticked up just a little bit. We posted a job for our receptionist last week, and over the weekend I had 100 plus applicants on it. That's indicative over here where we're seeing right at 5%. That's a little bit of an increase year over year, but I did see good news in the newspaper this week where Eaton Company has announced 600 new jobs here in El Paso. That's fabulous. That's fantastic. And if you're driving out on the east side or on the north side, you're seeing new warehouses and new manufacturing plants that are going up all over town. So it's just a matter of time before we get these jobs online, and that's the best news that we have right there. We've got jobs. 3 key takeaways. Number one, we're still in an appreciating market despite the interest rates. People keep telling me, the interest rates are so high. Well, they're not really. 7.3% is not that high compared to what they've been historically. They're just high compared to what we had in 2021 and the first part of 2022. Number two, mortgage applications are down to an all-time low, and that's because people are saying, hey, we think the interest rates are too high. Well, the Fed's not going to change that anytime soon because they're still trying to put the brakes on the economy, and they're using the housing sector to do that because there's so many so many jobs that are tied to the housing sector. Because when you're building a home, you've got materials that are going in, labor that's going in, electricity, gas, water, all the things that are associated with that. And once you buy the home, I was told at our first home we bought, every time we stepped out the front door, it was going to cost us $50. What did that mean? Well, we were going to go to Home Depot and it was going to cost us $50 for the trash can and the floor mat and this and that and the other. It's probably $100+ right now, and that's a lot of money that goes into the economy, and that's what's going on with the housing market right now. But mortgage applications down to an all-time low. And then this one is the biggest one, is that we in the industry and those sellers and buyers need to understand what drives the real estate market, and it's life events. Life events are births, marriages, divorces, deaths. Job relocation is a big one here in El Paso because a lot of good people leave our town to go try to make more money in places like Dallas, Houston, and Austin, where they sit for an hour and a half in traffic instead of having the quality of life that what we have here in El Paso. And I still think that's one of the best things that we've got going for us, is that we're not sitting in traffic for an hour and a half, even though here in West El Paso, we've got construction on I-10, we've got a construction on Wrestler and Mesa and everywhere else, but that's the price of progress, and it's going good for us. That's our report for this month. We've got a lot of great things going on here in El Paso. We are blessed, and we're thankful that you've tuned in today. And if you like it, please like and share, subscribe, so you can get a notification when we post something new to this channel. And if you've got comments, you can either call me, 915-588-1850 is my cell number. You can text me on that number, post comments here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever it is that you might be seeing it. And I'll look forward to seeing you sometime in the future, especially if we can be of service to you. Thanks for watching. God bless you, and make it a great day. Bye-bye.